Bradley with Wake Up Denver Woo Woo on YouTube. I was just doing a little, I guess, contemplation and where things are going and where I'm going with life. I'm trying to keep retabulating why I'm in the mind frame I am and try to ignore the bastards in life that are yelling their voices just for the fact that's all they are just voices, and if they do have a other of kind because they're being derogatory, that's totally fine. Um, because of the fact that I'm better than them, just because I'm real with myself. Um, I try to get through things a lot more than most people. I do believe I face a lot of my issues at hand, which suck because it's what you have to really do in life to really move on. And unfortunately, mine comes with agoraphobia. Mine comes with not wanting to get out of the house just for the fact I want to get my shit right before I have to tell other people what their shit is like, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have the mind frame in which you can actually have an intelligent conversation without using fuck Todd in your sentence because of the fact you're frustrated with people. Um, and I would like to have conversations with people that are of that, because a lot of it is energy, a lot of it is spirits, a lot of it is of that. Just for the fact I do see them everywhere, and it's not a delusion, which is pretty incredible. Um, to kind of get more in tune with my radiant frequency, just for the fact that it's trying to get me not to shame things anymore, and that's what's pissing me off. Um, Not saying that I'm a delusional, psycho, schizophrenic, bipolar with PTSD. That might be of such, but it's how do you deal with it. I don't want to go to a psychologist for schizophrenia just for the fact I don't want to lose me. And what I've gained through all of this is a good rhythm, a good dance. I love to dance now, and I hadn't before. I didn't know how to dance um, at all. I got made fun of it, made fun for it. And there's just a lot of things that I need to work through. But it just reminds me when I go on the Keep note taker, and I've put on different businesses I want to create through my succession through life into making my life better, and including each person in my life that I've held there with myself. I need to put that on there too. Another idea just came up. Putting up having a church and putting Aunt Claudia as the director or whatever of that church, just for the fact we need a place to go to worship, if you do believe, just for the fact it is a good place for people to come together. And so it would just be a non-denominational church, of course, but it doesn't need leadership. It doesn't really need that kind of thing. Glitch in there. That's what I fight with myself for. But I was downstairs. It's a fucking mess down in there. I destroyed it once again. In my trying to get away from the spirits, trying to get away from the bullshit. And that's what I do. I try to put up shrines or try to put up meaning things. And then it gets into more play, like setting up, the mirrors and the prisms and everything. Now I'm getting nervous because, some things that I've thought about is not a really good interplay with what they put into my mind. And it's not really cute. And that's what I hate. It's not cute. Just because it's infringing on someone else's right of free privacy and how they think. And so that just is really bullshit, and that's trickery and all that kind of bullshit. And so it's really bullshit all around. Just for the fact I can't get into my life, back to my life, because of the fact of that. It's not any of other hindrances, because I'm better than that. I know that. Because if it was, then certain things would be adding up correctly, and they're not. Just for the fact I've been, an addict for about a year now, using, but that gives you only 108 times, because I'm not a junkie. I'm not that kind of a person that is constantly using. I'm more like a social drinker. So, of that fact. Because before, when I was in Austin, Texas, I had the same difficulty when I was 22, 21, I do believe, um, and that was a 2 year stint, and I was having not that bad of a problem, not like now. But that could also be interplaying into I am too highly intelligent, I guess, which is a bad thing, I guess, in some instances, because I'm trying to trick myself into thinking that it's not a solution, and then we go into the rabbit hole back again. And I don't want to go into the rabbit hole. I like the sun, so I'm just glad I'm who I am, who I want to become. And it just sucks. Sometimes I would like to do an interview or something like this with someone else, just to get their feedback on it. But again, I'm working on that. I'm actually feeling really good today. I'm feeling actually I can leave the house without feeling like everybody's calling me a crackhead, which is really good, because that's how I feel like everybody's calling me as a crackhead, just for the way I act or whatever. It's internal shamefulness I'm giving myself for those people that are probably not even real. They might be my relatives of past lives or something like that, just for the fact it's just a little too weird for it to be a delusion, for the fact things get thrown at me, and you can't really delude yourself for that. I guess you could, in a way, but then that would mean all of this is not real. So, and I'm never going to believe that, because I want to believe the leaves are there. I want to believe the grass is growing. I want to believe my people are there, my loved ones. I don't want to believe what they tell me and tell me that, oh, we're putting stuff in your food, or oh, we're doing this. You know, the other day I was eating food, and they all of a sudden said, you know, this is your mother's fingernails and face and everything, or this is the leftovers, or this is this, and that's Bella. And that's disgusting, because Bella's next to me. Why would you say that? So that's why I also don't think it's a delusion, because why the fuck would I tell myself that? You know, it's like, why are you telling me all this bullshit when there's good bullshit out there that you could be telling me, instead of fucking being a bullshitter? Like, oh, your boyfriend's sucking cock, he's sucking cock, he's over here, we're fucking him, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Because I know that's not real, and if it is, then you need to be fucking penalized for your bullshit. Because that's bullshit. So, not that I'm like fucking offended that's happening. It's behind the walls fucking bullshit, tyrannizing and terrorizing me for it, because I don't give a fuck what he's doing. That's the thing. I don't. So, this is really honest and really raw what's going through my head. I'm usually not this honest. Just for the fact I don't want people to think I'm cray-cray. And I need to quit quit reiterating crazy as being a bad thing, because in all instances you can say you're crazy in love, crazy in life, and crazy in the heart, meaning that you have a lot to give and you're crazy about it. Like I used to be crazy for sex, for the fact I used to have shakes, and when I think about it now, I just don't really think about sex anymore. I think about how I can change, how I can move on, how I can move forward, how I can get better, how I can do this. And then sometimes I just feel like using. And that's not a bad thing either. It's not. It's just the fact is, I don't need to do that to be happy anymore. I might go out and have a drink once in a while. That's fine. I can maintain that. It's like, but when I was got in my huge accident with a DUI, I always thought I was an alcoholic. And I remember to the fact of, no, you're a binge drinker, not an alcoholic. When you drink, it was only once a week, because you had a surgical tech job. So there was a hindrance in that. But I remember when I wasn't busy, I didn't like drinking at home. I never did. I was a social drinker. I liked to go out and drink. And so to that fact, I am another meth addict, that likes to do meth with social situations. But then when things in my head get too fucked up in my head, then it becomes a coping mechanism. And that's when I don't want it. That's when it shouldn't be that. And that's why I want to change law. is because we need to take from the social stigma of a addict into a addict that uses and socializes using, because it's all recreational in a sense. So we need to, as a society, look at things in a better way than looking at the thing that makes people go a little loopy and goes and terrorizes people, because people that are sober still do that but don't get penalized because they are sober. See what I'm saying? And I keep having this conversation with my head, so I get a little tired of it. Just for the fact, the world could be a lot better if we took the social stigma away from it, because we'd have communication open, which means we could have a better society that's stronger, because we're talking about it and we're not fucking yelling over a fence. And that's what's pissing me off, because in my mind it's over the fence. It might just be right in front of me and I'm just hearing it from a voice. And so, whatever. Because if you really think about it, if we did as we did with the marijuana and legalized it federally, we could be helping a lot of babies out, because marijuana is good for babies when you have I can't remember what it is. There's the THC, the CHC, I think, something. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But that's not saying that all the drugs are going to be beneficial for people. No, it's the communication that's going to be beneficial. The federal law will enact a tax which will be beneficial for our infrastructure and our schools, that will give back money to those schools that are losing. And then people will just die because they use too much. And so you're going to have a better community that's focusing on getting better, getting a lot more out of their community because they're talking, being more close with each other, and is a lot richer because people are donating through their taxes by buying that. And what that does, it takes our ability as a species to do the fight, stronger, the fight of the fittest. Get the I always mess up on this one because it's a Darwinian, and that doesn't, because it's with human life, and that's why I think it's, why wouldn't people struggle, and why are you saying it would be better for people? No, it wouldn't. But if we're just looking at that, and that's why in my head why I say that, no, it's a proven fact. If you use any substance, no matter what it is, if you use too much caffeine, you'll die earlier, because your heart rate goes up, your heart rate gets increased, so you have a bigger heart rate, which can lead to heart failure. So you might have a short life because of it. Smoke cigarettes, you'll get cancer, you can't breathe as well, you have deterioration of muscle tissue, you have fibromyalgia, you have all this kind of bullshit that comes along with it because your fucking muscles break down, because you can't heal as fast. Not using condoms, you get an STD, you blah blah blah. So it's all addictions. You eat too much cake, you get higher cholesterol, which goes to heart disease, heart failure, and all that kind of bad stuff. So we just need to take the social stigma from all that bullshit and put it into some good bullshit and say, you know what, I love you anyways, it doesn't matter what you do, you're killing yourself and we love you. So what does that mean? Why not give the money to the government instead of the cartels? Because the cartels, are they paying taxes on that shit? No, probably not. Are the dealers paying taxes on that shit? Probably not. So why not give it to the federal government and then have a better product that is better, more healthy, meaning we don't have meth bombs blowing up in houses, creating kids that are growing up in families and having that. Why can't we just have plants? Oh, we probably do. They're just hidden. Oh, but we still have the other things and the vans blowing up and all that kind of bullshit. We have houses that are being sold that might have not known that they had that in their house, and that enacts a cancer for that baby because it wasn't cleaned properly when bought. And so that is just saying, if we revitalize the system and enable the legalization of everything, of all narcotics, we take the law in our hands, give it back to the health of our citizens, because we're taking billions fighting the drug on war and giving it back to our substance abuse counselors, rehabilitation centers, rehabs, workout areas, recreational centers, parks, schools, infrastructure. And if all those people that use die, and we have people that are getting sober, getting healthier, and just living long lives, not doing bad things, giving more money to police stations, firefighters, ambulance workers, hospitals, schools, colleges, everything, then I think we could just say that's in our books and it's an old law and everything, but we don't have dispensaries anymore because we don't have users anymore. And that's where my mind goes. It's like, who fucking cares? I care about someone fucking terrorizing the neighborhood and fucking, carrying around a gun. Take out NRA and then we're good. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. People don't need to hold a gun in their house just because they're scared of their neighbor. Because you should talk to your neighbor and say, why am I scared of you? Why are you not looking at the black person down the road? Are you scared of him because he's black? You shouldn't be. So why do we have guns in our house? Because we shouldn't need them. Are we shooting our birds in the backyard anymore? Or the squirrels or the skunks? We might in the country, but in the city, no. Are we going around and shooting other people? You shouldn't be. That's stupid. So why do you have any guns in the house? So I'm, again, going back into my voice because I have this argument. Because I don't understand why we have the NRA. Because I don't like guns. I don't like knives. I don't like anything that has form of hurt towards people. Just for that fact. I don't have a gun, and I don't understand why we need guns. I don't understand why people have shotguns in there. Or I was watching a show, and it had they got their safe out, and it had like 16 shotguns in it. And it's like, seriously? What the fuck? And then it was in the UK, and the police officer, like, I wouldn't want to be that person that broke into a house. Why would you break into a house? That's just stupid. Why would you do any of that? Just go ask somebody. If someone knocked on my door and I had $20 in my wallet and I did that, I would give it to them. If I saw someone running around in the store looking like a out of it or a struggling, I would say, here you go. And I did that. But I didn't say, here you go. I just left it down the counter. So it's like, why is humanity losing itself by putting the fear back into society? Because we're doing it ourselves. And that's why it's kind of like, irks me a little bit. And that's why I want change and revolutionize thought. It's a stupid, retarded, pot fucking thing to think about. Or a pot crack thing to think about. But then that's why I say it. Because it's now, I have to turn that thought into funny. Because that's what Scott Warren, my partner, ex now, we've broken up. But that's what I have to think about, is changing that thought so I can change my social stigma against that, to take the power away from that word. Because it bothers me to think that. Because in my lifetime, I want to accomplish all of that. Changing thought, revolutionizing the world, giving the beat back to the heart that's needed for the world to thump again. Because that's Mother Earth. We need to change Mother Earth. Or pet her. Say, you're okay. Not give her chemicals or pollution and cleaning up the streets. And it's really funny when I hear stupid fucking voices in my head. Because it's like, because it is stupid voices. Even if it isn't, it's a stupid voice to me. Because you can change Mother Earth if you just throw a can in a recycling bin. Because that's changing it right there. You're changing your habitual use of a can and putting it in a trash can and not recycling it. You could start using your rotted vegetables and put it into your garden for compost instead of just throwing it away. You could have your entire backyard used as a community garden since you just don't use it anyways. Because it just sits there. It's pretty. I would rather see a whole bunch of like people come and go plant garden, plant some stuff in it, and see people connect. And then also, as well as seeing the plants grow, because it gives me something to do. I'm bored all the time. I'm bored, and I'm still working a lot. And it's funny when I say bored because I'm not actually going to a real job because of the fact it's at home. And so that doesn't feel like it's a real job, but it is. Still pays the bills. So I like to ramble. But there's so much, and that's the great thing about life now, is the rambling. Because it's not about sex anymore for me. And I love that part about me. Sex is great. Sex is glorious. Sex is fucking vibrant. It's beautiful. It's fabulous. It's essential. It's but it doesn't rule my life. I would rather have something rule my life that gives back to other people than just trying to get the next lay, trying to get the next stick in my mouth, trying to get the next stick in my ass, trying to get the next stick around my cock, trying to get the next hug for the sexies. Because now I just want a hug for community, giving me a hug saying I love you and come here, because I need someone to touch. I need to say, come here, let me heal you. Then we go into that again. Because I do think I am a healer. Of course, it's easy. I do heal people. It just might be on a different level. Because if you change your thought, you get healed faster because your body is going to be getting back to homeostasis, which helps your cells get a lot better because they can function a lot more efficiently with osmosis and get the right nutrients into your cell to have it function better, because you're not only getting better in the head, which means you're going to be cooking, which means you're going to be exercising, which means you're going to be around your friends, which means you're not probably going to be using as frequent because you're going to be so fucking busy trying to do good with yourself that you're happy. You have to use your coping mechanism, which could one day kill you, and you do believe that still. And that's going to be the hard thing, is to think, you know what, maybe I didn't die because I still have owies. I still get sick and catch a cold. I get happy now when I catch a cold because it makes me feel like I still am kicking it. And it's beautiful. And it's just, yeah, fighting back the tears today. Because tears are delicious. I was crying like a baby last night. It was great. I was crying so hard and so about everything. Just so many things in the world make me hurt. And it hurts that I'm only one person thinking about this. Well, I don't know if I am, just because I'm a fugatory. For the fact I don't get out and meet my community, I don't say hi. But I'm going to soon because I'm feeling better, and it's already been 23 minutes. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, concerns, or feedback on this, definitely put it on my YouTube. You can also leave me a message on my phone, which is 303-359-3192. Again, 303-359-3192. You can email me at eden313earth@gmail.com, or you can email me at elidaniels83@gmail.com, or you can email me at edenforchange@gmail.com. So I'm thinking I should just do one platform for that, which is feedback for Eden@gmail.com. So I'm going to create another Gmails as well, just for the fact I want to separate my adult entertainment with from my woo-woo, just for the fact of I want kids to access my material and not my adult material, and want to see me for me, And I want to distinguish between the two, because some people get caught up in the triple X of life and can shame it for that, which I don't understand, just for the fact it makes a lot of money. And it is all prostitution if you look at it. So that's another tidbit of my little ding ding on that, because that pisses me off as well. So I have a lot of laws I'm going to be changing in the future. And I love it when I laugh at myself, because they've laughed at me so many times. I've laughed at myself for that. Because why would I think I was worth that? To implement law and change it and amend it. But that's what we do in a democratic society. We just don't sit on our couches and watch TV, play video games on the Wii, and then fuck. That's not life. That's a part of life, but it shouldn't be life in itself. You should be out in your parks and gardens and bringing back the community, because that's the whole platform of woo-woo as well, is changing thought, revelation into the action to bring back our communities and tighten our infrastructure. So thank you so much, and hit me up, let me know, and give me some feedback. So it's Woo Woo by Eden Enterprises on YouTube's. So hit me up. Take care. Bye-bye.